Right now, we generally assume reality has to be one of two things: a cold, empty vacuum of dead space, or a literal, silicon-based computer simulation built by a higher intelligence. That assumption creates a massive blind spot. When people report crossing into other dimensions during altered states, specifically under the influence of DMT, clinical science writes those experiences off as random chemical misfires in the brain. But thousands of independent clinical reports share an anomaly that breaks the misfire theory. People who take the molecule consistently report arriving in the exact same highly structured, stable architectural environment. They call it the waiting room. A random chemical hallucination should produce chaotic noise. A stable geometric lobby suggests something else entirely. Our computational models are failing to explain how human perception actually interacts with the world. If we stop trying to force these experiences into a digital framework, a different possibility opens up. The DMT molecule acts as a perceptual tuning fork. It briefly shifts the receiver of human consciousness to detect a hidden frequency layer of our environment. This shift reveals that the world we perceive, the world of 3 dimensions and passing time, is an output generated by the observer. It behaves less like a physical base layer and more like a rendered dashboard, projecting data from a deeper, consciousness-centered system. Modern psychonauts are not the first people to encounter this underlying architecture. Ancient civilizations mapped this exact enclosed system, and they called it the cosmic egg. The matrix we live inside is constructed from consciousness itself. The molecule simply provides a temporary shift in the interface, allowing us to view the ancient source code. To understand this map, we have to treat the universe as a perspective engine. Consciousness is the foundational substrate. Physical reality generates around the observer, creating a navigable dashboard. The ancients described the core mechanics of this engine through the cosmic egg model. They depicted a system of nested torus fields and oscillating energetic membranes. The soul, acting as the observer, transits sequentially through these nested energetic layers. This diagram details the ancient Ptolemaic spheres. At the outer zodiacal boundary sit Cancer and Capricorn, esoterically defined as the soul's gates of entry and exit. These rings function as liminal checkpoints, managing ingress and egress into the rendered environment. When modern DMT reports describe a waiting room managed by entities, they are describing a threshold experience. It mirrors the ancient gatehouse, a structured liminal space at the boundary of our perceived world, functioning as a celestial checkpoint. The entities consistently reported at the DMT threshold are rarely chaotic. People describe them as focused, observant, and task-oriented. In the ancient cosmological map, these entities held celestial job titles. They were functional boundary layer guardians, tasked with managing the interface. Take a look at this carving of the Egyptian deity Thoth. While we often treat him as a mythic character, his historical role was to manage borders, record transit, and serve as a messenger between realms. We see this same system recorded in the Dendera zodiac. Artifacts like this, along with ancient holy books, operate as mnemonic sky manuals. They translated a complex architecture of forces into narrative stories, so the navigational instructions would survive through history. The gods of antiquity served as the operating system's functional offices. If this boundary architecture exists, and the checkpoints are heavily guarded, we have to ask why the system is enclosed in the first place. A popular modern theory looks at this containment and assumes the worst. Humanity is trapped inside a malevolent prison planet, or an alien matrix designed to harvest our energy. But containment does not automatically equal captivity. We can look at the enclosure of the cosmic egg as developmental architecture. A boundary protects what grows inside of it. The defining characteristic of a womb is its ability to hold a developing life separate from the outside environment until it is ready. The cosmic egg operates as a cosmological incubator. It is a highly structured environment built specifically to safely mature human consciousness. The celestial gates at the edge of our perception remain closed to protect the system. They prevent an unprepared consciousness from crossing the threshold prematurely. true awakening requires something entirely different from a violent escape or breaking out of a digital simulation. Liberation is the result of tuning your own frequency, remembering how to read the ancient maps, and maturing enough to safely cross the threshold. Reality is a deliberate, highly structured cosmological production. The gatehouse is simply waiting for the observer to evolve enough